Welcome to the channel, Raza Boxing fans. I'm gonna be your host today, as always, here at the Excel as Tony Bucks. You know what I'm saying? And this video is gonna be about the anticipated fight versus Oscar Valdez versus the African American, Puerto Rican, New Jersey native Shakur Stevenson. And Valdez coming in by the way of Sonora and Phoenix, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a clash. It's gonna be a clash, ladies and gentlemen. Two champions, for a unification. The WBC organization, WBC and the WBO becoming unified for the ex-winner, to be determined until they fight. But yeah, there's a fight I've been wanting to see for the longest, cause these guys been in each other's weight class, so same weight class, same promoter, so it's a fight that had to go down. And how it is when you have Mexican versus everybody out here, man. So Oscar being you can say the vet, at his 31 years old, versus the fresher, you could say, Shakur Stevenson. I believe he is 24 of age, but he still needs to show that he can beat a veteran like Valdez, especially a dangerous fighter, a puncher, that has a chin and that has a strong will to win. However, it'll matter as long as he gets the dub. So it's gonna be this is Shakur Stevenson's biggest test, and I believe that's why he's been wanting this fight for a while. Is gonna be, he knows this is the man to beat after Valdez. Been taking out the champs, been taking out the boogeymen in like the Verchels and the baddest in the division. That's why Stevenson wants his place, cause to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and beating anybody that beats the champ, the real champ, then you're the champ in an era full of a lot of belts, right? So this is gonna be Oscar's second defense of the WBC, and this is gonna be Shakur's first defense after getting the WBO from taking it from Jamel Herring. And they just became champs at the 130 limit, after being champs at the 126 weight classes, where Valdez did 6 defenses of his WBO title. And Shakur, he defended it. I'll get back to that, but because I'm not sure how many times he defended his, or how was his title set up at 126. But yeah, Shakur's latest fight, they say you're only good as your last fight. And Shakur, which doesn't always mean it is so, because you can have like off night and still be, you can, the next fight you'll be flawless in that fight. So I seen it, so it happens. But that's how the saying goes. So Shakur was, he had a dominant win over Jamel Herring, but I don't know. He should have. well, he's not a knockout artist either. He's more of a boxer. He's had those he's a silver medalist, Olympic silver medalist, so he's a boxer. But Jamel Hearing is not a plus elite level fighter. He's a good solid like B fighter. I rate him as a B fighter, but he was still a champ. But I mean, if you go back to it, who did he really beat? The Frampton. Frampton had been beat. He's retired already. That's much like he just wasn't having it his way in boxing, so he just had to retire because I mean he had a couple L's. But yeah, like that's why Valdez is the fight, the guy, because he's the one that beat the champs at the weights and took their belt. So that's why Shakur wanted this fight. And for Valdez, that's what a vet does since for being at the top for a while, since he took the belts. uh he took the belts from those champs, so now you have to defend them versus the up and coming, if you have for a certain while, like his 126 WBO. I don't know why the fight didn't happen down there at 126 for the WBO, since Shakur was probably in the rankings. But yeah, only them and their promoter know that. So I don't know. That would I would have to ask them sometime. When when I get a chance to in Vegas or something like that. But it is what it is. Yeah, but this is um this is one of those fights that's gonna be, that gets me excited because it's gonna be high level action, man, and I just can't wait to have a great night of boxing. Since like I was saying, Shakur fought the Joet Gonzalez of the world, which they're all right fighters, but they're not the Oscar Valdez type of fighters. And he won. That was the belt that I was saying. He had won at 126, but I believe it was an interim or something like that. Uh, well, not really in versus the Joet. It wasn't a interim, but uh, I don't know if he did it in defense. He might have done two, and then he got a interim. I don't know how that worked in there, but yeah, he had a couple belts as well as Valdez. So they're like equal, but now is Shakur Stevenson. The saucy fighter. Uh the flashy boxer from Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying, right there. But what up, my guy? New York, close to New York. So he's the urban city kid, man. Versus the northern Mexican, man. Sonorense, uh, Phoenix, Arizona guy. You could say West Coast, Mexico. Down south, up north on Mexico. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, And the thing is, like I said, it's Mexico contra todos. You feel me? Or being Mexican versus everybody. Because I mean, everybody in the boxing game knows, Mexicans put it down in fighting, and to beat a Mexican, you're gonna gain hella fans, respect. Because I mean, we want to see fighters that are Mexican descent. If they're gonna be fighting, we want them to take tough fights. We don't want to see no easy fights, because there's no point of that. We want to see hard fights, and they gotta be a true champ. And that's what a lot of fighters uh, want to take Mexican fighters out. So it's it's everybody versus Mexican out here, man. But uh, that's what's up, though. That just means a lot of excitement. Uh, I just don't like disrespectful fighters. Being Mexican or not, like towards the cultures. That's just, I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. There is some Mexicans that have been the villains, like the Margaritos, and damn, I can't really think of that many, but there has been, a lot more for sure, outspoken, but those are rare. You can't really, the like that one cat. What was his name? I think it was his name Molina, the one that fought Teofimo Lopez. That he was hella talking on down on Honduras or whatever. Like just on some dumb BS. Like, but I don't know that. I get it too. If fighters, like, they just get rattled up, but it's just some things that shouldn't be said or whatever. I don't think is that serious, but I don't know, some dudes do, like how a lot of boxers come out, like, on like trying to diss us Mexicans, or the us fans, Mexican fans, like dressing mariachi, charro style. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you guys, like, what those fighters be thinking, but I mean, Shakur did it. Like, he always has, like, some type of, like, energy towards, like, just Mexicans. I noticed that, and it's cool. You know what I mean? You always gonna uh you have a lot of Mexicans around your weight class, that you want to fight or whatever. But I don't know. It's just like some weird energy that I pick up on. Like, you know what I mean? You can't. You're like a hater because you can't give props. Like when they asked him about the Canelo. Oh yeah, I'll beat Canelo like Floyd did. Like, bruh, Floyd old ass beat and his old ass, yeah. Even at an old age beat Canelo's young, like, inexperienced up. Like, okay, yeah, so what? But you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's the thing, though. Like, really, you're gonna say stuff like that, but it's all right. We can all be as confident for sure, and I get that that's cool. But bruh, you'd get knocked out if y'all were in the same weight class. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it wouldn't be time to cry. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just didn't like the fact that that he wore that charro gear, like, he took it like Floyd too. Like, it was a way to disrespect us, cause bruh, like, you know what I'm saying. But I rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Cause you wouldn't rock it if it wasn't fly. You feel me? So shit. Yeah, I know y'all dig it. You know what I'm saying? Cause a lot of times, uh, if you're influenced by certain things of the culture, it's all right to rock it, but just don't do it in a disrespectful way, and a lot of fighters do it in this disrespectful way, and that's what I don't like. Like, but I mean, still looks fly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters have done it with respect. If they rock it, they're showing us love. Like Tyson Fury, uh, and even this is not even in in boxing. This was like, the recently, I don't know his name, uh, but he's like either like and I don't even know my fool, but I don't even know if it's like the dudes that catches the ball, the receiver in football, or the running back or something like that. He plays in the LA Rams. He rocked the Charro uh, Gear 2 suit because the band would go to the games and, do the whole mariachi show at the games, and he rocked with that, and it looked dope. It looked dope on him, you know what I'm saying? And but he was just showing love, and saying he was saying how it looks dope and all that. But you never got to see in boxing, like, well, when Floyd did it to be disrespectful, like a lot of fighters take it as being disrespectful, like do it to like be disrespectful, but like saying, oh yeah, it was to show love, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I just don't believe it. Like, I feel like if if someone were to do it to them, like a Mexican fighter, son, everybody would be crying about, saying, oh, that's, they shouldn't be doing that, blah blah, it's not their culture or whatever. Because I mean, we take our culture, you know we take it seriously. About, we don't play with our stuff, but it's whatever. Just yeah, I just won't really support you, that's it. But and I still will in a way, because I'll still watch the fights, see your ass get beat or whatever. But I mean, I like to make long story short. I didn't like that when Stevenson, and I ain't saying I dislike him for that reason. I disliked that choice of like way that he did it. So I mean, I still think he's a dope fighter, real good, skillful fighter, elite fighter. But we're gonna see versus up like on his second biggest test, not being the Olympic to the gold medal versus Robinson Ramirez, the two-time Olympian that beat him, that gave Shakur his L in the Olympics. But nothing to be ashamed of. Like, Shakur's doing way better things than Ramirez in the pro level. He's gonna fight one of the, you could say, the best at 130, because Valdez did that. He took out, the boogeyman Berchel. But how it was, Valdez put on a master class fight. But just doing the perfect fight, man. He was blowing up Berchel with bombs to the face. He was taking all the power punches, so many lefts throughout the fight. In round, I think it was the fourth round, Valdez almost finished him with some left hooks, just some left shots. But he almost took Berchel out in the fourth round, and then they went all the way to, Berchel. He really couldn't get off his shots. He got a couple. He really didn't get none. He was just, Valdez was just, doing a good fight. And this by a good fight, how I say, like, if you're gonna box a bigger, stronger fighter, like what Valdez did, is how you do it in exciting fashion. He was getting hit up too, obviously, because that's just what it is. That's what comes with territory on fighting, in the fighting game. He was jabbing him. He was left hooking him. He was right overhand rights. He was body. But he was moving away from Berchel. He wasn't just standing. And when he would get caught in the rope, Berchel would get him right there because he would get him trapped. But Valdez knew to move. He knew to move around and get away from that aggressiveness. Because you couldn't do that. You can't do that with Berchel. He'll eat you up with them shots. So and then when Valdez just been through them wars. I don't. The only way I see Valdez losing is if Stevenson puts up his perfect fight and just doesn't get touched up by any of Valdez's real aggressive hard punches at 71% KO ratio. Valdez has them dynamites in his fist, so Shakur just gotta avoid everything coming at him, or he has to have a strong chin, which he does to this point, because he hasn't had a fall, hasn't taken a fall in that I remember as of now. In the pro level. So I don't know, this is one of them hard fights where anything happens, and that's what it is. But that's what it is gonna be. I don't think Shakur KOs in any way, TKOs Oscar Valdez. I do not see that. Out of like 17 Shakur fights, he only has like 8-9 KOs, That's still somewhat for the fights he has, but he just doesn't have KOs, and he's definitely. I don't think he can knock out Valdez. I don't think he can, because that's not Shakur's style. If anything, he knows what Valdez brings. He knows Valdez brings that Yaqui warrior. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna bring that native fight out of him. You know what I mean? And yeah, same as the Aztec warrior, man. Like, it's the same thing. You're gonna have to. Scott Quigg is his cheating ass couldn't do nothing while breaking Valdez's jaw, and Valdez still was in there. He didn't bust a Victor Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? With the broken jaw, he was in there. We don't know if Shakur could sustain fighting a whole fight like that, because we never seen it. You will say, oh, but he's a boxer. He knows how to move, so he's not even close to getting touched up like that. Yeah, but now it could happen. How about if Valdez could do something like that, right? Would he go? We'll see. We're gonna see the fight. We're gonna see if Valdez can hit Shakur cleanly, which I think he will. But if Valdez wants to win this fight, which he has a strong chance by knocking Shakur out, Valdez, as you've seen in the Concedo fight versus the Brazilian, and Berchel. Versus the Brazilian, he didn't really overly impress, but he still got the job done, and it was you could say it was like, we have somewhat off nights too. You're gonna have, every fighter goes through that. Just as Shakur, has boring fights, but sometimes, the exciting champs as well too. If they're not as boring or have as many boring fights, you're gonna have some. And even though it wasn't as boring, because they was throwing shots, it was somewhat a close fight, but you seen Valdez doing more to win it. He wanted it a little bit more, so that's why he won it. And versus the Berchel fight, like I said, he did a perfect fight. We will see in this clash who wants it more? Who wants it more? Valdez, is established champ. He's been champ. Like I said, he defended his WB 126 titles like a couple 6 times. Shakur is he's you could say not a newly champ, but as a at 130, yes, his last fight, and before that he was in the 126s with the strap as well. So I mean, he's there too, but either he's gonna take Berchel's WBC or Valdez gonna take his WBO, and someone's gonna have to get back to the drawing board, and that's just what it is sometimes, But this fight, uh, and even the odds are or as Valdez underdog. It was like I seen it. I forgot where I seen it. It could have been like I ain't gonna give him no promotion, but in this site, it was like 200 minus for Shakur and 200 plus for Valdez. But yeah, I think my money's going with Valdez. Win, lose or draw. I just don't think Shakur has that dog in him to, cause you seen that's why he was second place in the Olympics where he got the silver medal. He just, when it's that time to step on the gas, man, he don't do enough. You see Valdez, he never won no. He did win medals, gold medals, like in the Pan Am games and stuff like that. But he got rushed to the Olympics, and I ain't saying that as like a way to be like, oh well, he didn't win no medals, but he still knows what winning some medals, because I mean, that's still a high accomplishment. No se diga a silver medalist like how Shakur, either way being second, no matter. But what I'm trying to say is, bro, Shakur came up second, and you could say the highest event he could get that time in the Olympics, but still being young, very young. So I'll give him that. Valdez didn't, but he has been taking out the champs, and he is a real champ. Um, Shakur has not fought that champ because his 126 belt, he did not take it from a champ. It was a vacant belt versus Joet Gonzalez, and Gonzalez, like he's not a elite level Mexican fighter. So but still not taking nothing away from Shakur. But this is the type of fight you're gonna get all the respect, everything that comes with beating a real champ. But that's why Shakur been wanting this fight, because he knows that's what it is to defeat Valdez. And I'm glad Valdez did this fight, because it's a way beautiful fight for him. And I know he don't duck nobody. Like I said, Valdez is a warrior, Mexican warrior, as Shakur is. But I don't think there's gonna be a Shakur night, even though he's a favorite. But I don't know. You could say because of his boxing, but I don't know. Valdez is just different, man. And we'll see. We'll see when it goes down. How how they win. You know what I'm saying? You see right here, the promotion, Oscar being promoted as a Mexican warrior, what it is, and Shakur, urban legend in by the graffiti and all that. So, yeah, Saturday, April 30th, MGM Grand Arena. That's a fight. if I can, I would try making it. Cause I want to start going to fights and getting interviews. But yeah, I don't know. And I live, like 8 hours from to Vegas. So I mean, it's not that far of a drive. So I just gotta get right and go out there and get some coverage on fights. But hopefully soon y'all get me out there, so I can interact with the fighters, just boxing people in general, and fans, anybody boxing related, and other type of content. Uh, but how we were saying, man, this fight is gonna be pure fireworks. You see right here, Bob Arum's two top fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? In front of the MGM, you see Valdez right here with this beautiful WBC belt. The Muhammad Ali, picture. And other legends of the sport. You see right here Valdez smiling, feeling good to be a champ, And there you have Bob Arman and the champ of the WBC, Oscar Valdez. But yeah, bro, that's just how I feel like about the fight. Dope fight. I just can't wait. April 30th can't get here fast enough, but we have like 5 weeks still, around 5 weeks. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this fight down in the comments. Raza, okay, I'm gonna do some some talking in Spanish for my Spanish speaking folk in this fight, because this a lot of we've been wanting this fight, so we got it, so I gotta talk to him about it. Pero mi raza, les voy a hacer voy a hablar algo en español de esta pelea, ya que pues hablé un buen momento en mi inglés, 32 minutos. Pero sí, raza, yo como digo, esta pelea, yo he querido esta pelea por un buen rato, porque, pues sé que el peleador que es Oscar Valdez y el viejón del peleador Shakur Stevenson, el medallista de plata en los Olímpicos de Londres, creo que fue, que perdió contra Robici Ramírez, el cubano, que ahora ya está en los Pro Rankings también, tratando de pelear con Navarrete, a tratar de convertirse campeón, pero obviamente Shakur Stevenson ha tenido pues ya que él vive en Estados Unidos, carrera profesional mejor que el 2 veces medallista de oro, el Robici Ramírez, pero bueno, este video se va a tratar de Shakur contra Valdez, y pues como estaba diciendo anterior, esta pelea va a ser quien la quiere más, pero yo como la veo, Oscar Valdez, pues él sí es un campeón real, porque él ha peleado con los campeones y le ha quitado los cinturones. Entonces no ha sido un peleador que ha peleado por cinturones vacantes, que ponen a X peleador contra el número y 2, y pelean por el cinturón vacante. Ninguno era campeón. Entonces Valdez se los ha quitado a los campeones, y Shakur también le ha quitado uno, pero ha peleado por un vacante en la 126. Oscar en las dos divisiones que ha sido campeón. Retuvo su WBO, WBO, la organización de Puerto Rico. Defendió su cinturón 6 veces, 6 defensas que hizo en la 126 antes de subir a este a pelear contra Berchel a la 130, donde Berchel era el mero mero, pero ya vieron cómo estuvo esa pelea. Este Valdez hizo una pelea perfecta y pues boxeó y le pegó todos los golpes que pudo con la izquierda a Berchel y pues lo noqueó. Berchel no pudo hacer nada contra él. Lo noqueó, hizo su pelea perfecta a Valdez. Y pues le ganó el viejo, el sonorense. Ya ven que pinche peleadorazo que es el Valdez. Y muy, muy orgulloso. Ah, estamos con mi grupo de amigos, pues, porque pues, fanáticos del boxeo, siempre hemos mirado sus peleas desde años. Entonces, muy fanáticos de él y hemos estado persiguiendo su carrera desde varios años atrás, desde que lo sacaba Top Rank y así, y pues ha hecho muy buenas peleas como las de contra Scott Quigg, cuando Scott Quigg entró como peso welter, y le quebró la mandíbula a Valdez, pero y ni así cuitió, así siguió peleando Valdez y le ganó a Scott Quigg, como que fue plan con maña para tratar de ganarle a Valdez, pero pues no les funcionó. Entonces yo como veo la pelea, no entiendo cómo ponen a Valdez como underdog. Yo no lo veo porque es el veterano. Puede ser que sea por eso, porque es el veterano, pero es el que le ha ganado verdaderamente a los campeones y no se raja. Solo porque Shakur es más joven, a 24 años contra los 31 de Valdez. Obviamente pues que y por su boxeo y siendo medallista de plata, pues obviamente es por eso, pero ahorita Shakur, como yo he mirado su carrera, no ha peleado con los peleadores que ocuparía como para derrotar. O puede ser que derrote, ya derrotando a Valdez, pues ya se enseña, ¿verdad? Que sí le puedes ganar a peleadores campeones reales, como lo es Valdez. Entonces, pues obviamente que, pues, ok, pues desde ahí, pero hasta que no se haga la pelea, tiene esa pregunta que no se sabe de él, si le puede ganar a reales campeones. Entonces es lo que vamos a ver, pero igual vamos a ver si Valdez ya todavía está en su mejor momento, pero como como boxeadores y gente del boxeo dice que en esos límites de pesos de boxeadores como de los 135 para abajo, salen de su mejor momento como de los 34 o hasta en sus 20 a veces. Pero es que estas generaciones son más nuevas y, y y pues ahora están viviendo mejor momento mucho más tiempo. Fíjense al Chocolatito González, él es viene subiendo como de las 105 al 115 y tiene como 34 5 años por ahí y le acaba de ganar a uno de los campeones que subió para enfrentarlo del equipo del Canelo, Julio César Martínez, y pues le ganó y ya a su edad de Chocolatito. Entonces la edad a veces no tiene nada que ver, nomás cómo te mantienes y qué tanto quieres seguir peleando. Pero Valdez, cuando no pelea, yo creo que pesa como unos no sé, unos 140 y pico de lo que ha de andar. Pero yo creo que el Shakur anda más pesado, como unos 170 por ahí. Y baja y se baja, y por eso es tan dominante en la 126, am, en la 130. Pero igual, aunque tenga un peso más alto que Valdez, pues vamos a ver si puede tomar los golpes de Valdez, porque pues vamos a ver, y pues también vamos a ver si Valdez le puede a llegar a conectar buenos golpes, ya que pues Shakur tiene un buen movimiento y pues no se va a dejar también. Como dije, tiene que ser una pelea perfecta también para poder ganar esta pelea. Ah, Porque pues Valdez es un campeonazo, y no va a ser fácil derrotarlo. Entonces vamos a ver. Vamos a ver si Shakur es lo que dicen en verdad que es, y pues le tiene que ganar le tiene que ganar bien a Valdez, para ganarle, porque noquearlo no lo va a noquear, no posee ese ah, ese pegada en los puños. Entonces vamos a ver cómo sale, pero sí, Raz, una pelea muy buena, que de dos campeones, México, americano se puede decir casi, a Oscar Valdez contra Shakur Stevenson, y Stevenson viene por el coronato de la WBC, 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 y viene con todo para quitarle el cinturón a Valdez, y vamos a ver Valdez qué puede hacer para seguir siendo campeón, o si el joven campeón le va a ganar al maestro, y pues de eso se trata. Es como yo veo la pelea, y y pues vamos a ver quién se trae más ganas de ganar, y hacer más grande en el boxeo. Valdez va a traer muchas ganas, porque él sabe cómo es de ir contra un campeón, y que la gente no te dé chance de ganar, como le hicieron contra Berchel. Hasta el ídolo, él mismo dijo, Valdez, que hasta su ídolo Julio César Chávez le iba a Berchel. Y yo me acuerdo que yo también hice un video, y yo pensé que iba a ganar Berchel, pero no, me sorprendió el Oscar, y pues ya veo también, porque no había noqueado a alguien así como le hizo a Berchel, pero como dije, hizo una pelea perfecta, y le ganó a Berchel, al campeón, al Boogeyman de la 130, porque el Berchel iba para pasar, o empatar las defensas la WBC en la 130. Iba a empatar a Julio César Chávez. Entonces tenía varias defensas, y pues Valdez vino y lo derrotó. De nuevo trataron, y nomás el 10 vino, que fue Valdez, y lo derrotó, y bien, porque esa pelea, una pelea perfecta que hizo Valdez, y le ganó y se hizo campeón, y ahora pues a unificar contra Shakur Stevenson, el campeón de WBO, de la organización de Puerto Rico. Y se puede decir que esta es una pelea México contra Puerto Rico, porque dijo Shakur que su papá era puertorriqueño, nomás que no lo conoció, o algo así muy bien. Entonces él se declara puertorriqueño, se puede decir. Pero bueno, ah, sea como sea, es México contra Puerto Rico, contra Estados Unidos y va a ser una pelea espectacular porque va a haber muchos, pues yo sé que Valdez va a traer todo con él, ah, entonces yo creo que Shakur también va a traer lo mismo para tratar de derrotar al mexicano y coronarse, unificar los cinturones y tratar de unificar los 4 cinturones para ser el mejor y cementar su nombre en la historia del boxeo. Entonces yo creo que muchos boxeadores, no todos, pero la mayoría sí quieren hacer cosas grandes, pero bueno, vamos a ver cómo sale esta pelea. Pero no sé, en los odds está que Shakur es el favorito, pero... Y se puede decir que al ojo es mejor boxeador, se puede decir, pero Valdez también trae su boxeo y todavía no se suben al ring para declarar un ganador. Pero yo veo esta pelea parejo, el que la quiera más es el que va a ganar y vamos a ver si Shakur es lo que dicen que es el próximo Floyd Mayweather Jr., pero vamos a ver si le gana a Valdez. Y ya si le gana a Valdez, pues es un muy buen boxeador, pero vamos a ver cómo lo hace. Ya si lo noquea o algo, me quedaría muy en shock, pero no creo que lo noquee. Más bien yo creo que si gana Valdez va a ser por knockout o algo así, TKO o decisión también porque pues es lo que trae 71 a número de porcentaje de KO, entonces pues, trae pegada el, um, el Valdez y pues esos son mis pensamientos de la pelea, raza. Hay algo en español, para mi raza que no habla inglés. Y no se olviden de compartir, ponerle like, porque más que nada el like es lo que hace el canal crecer y pues ojalá me sigan apoyando a su servidor Tony Bucks y sigan apoyando el canal de Tema Boxeo. Yo les voy a tratar de seguir sacando videos de mi opinión y pues de los pensamientos que yo veo que pasan en el boxeo y así pues y, y siendo mexicano pues ya ven cómo es en el boxeo con los mexicanos, pues hay contenido para hacer. Entonces uno como mexicano, pues yo es lo que vi, que no hay mucha raza que apoya a nuestros boxeadores. Sí lo hay, pero no tantos jóvenes. Entonces, pues, yo me quise meter y, pues, poner mi grano de arena en el deporte que yo quiero mucho. A mí me gusta pelear, hacer sparring y así. Entonces, por eso, yo comprendo. Yo sí nunca me he subido a un ring, pero sí he hecho sparring en peleas callejeras. Entonces yo sé cómo es ser un peleador, porque yo creo ser un peleador en la vida. Me gusta pelear, entonces es lo que es. Por eso yo am, abrí mi canal y pues por eso yo me dedico haciendo videos, porque me gusta hablar mucho de boxeo y así cosas así. Entonces hasta la próxima. Eso en español. Y ya vamos a estar, como les dije, no se olviden de suscribirse, poniendo like, compartir y comentar sus pensamientos de la pelea también. Bienvenidos y pues ya ven, ahí estamos. But that's it in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? For my Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson fight, my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? How I think it's gonna go down. And I gave my breakdown on it. But for sure, man, don't forget, that's the end of my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Comment your thoughts on it. Who do you think is gonna win? How do you think is gonna win? So let me know in the comments, man. You know, your boy Tony Buck is out, and keep supporting them. Until next video, out, bruh. Stay blessed.